Welcome to Polytechnic English. Today we'll be learning about time management skills which are important for the students as they go for the industry. So already we have learned about the motivation and the attitude, adaptability, all the life skills and these time management skills which are very, very important from the exam point of view also. Okay. So before that one, for time management, what are the tips like setting goals? First, you have to set the goals properly. Then you have to prioritize very maturely, wisely. Then set a time limit. Then take breaks between tasks. Then organize yourself. Remove non-essential tasks. Then plan ahead. Then implement. So, so what is time management and why is it important? Good time management allows you to accomplish more in a shorter period of time, which leads to more free time, which lets you to take advantage of learning opportunities, lowers your stress, and helps you focus, which leads to more career success. So each benefit of time management improves another aspect of your life. Now, what are time management skills? Time management really boils down to your four key areas, that is task, time, people, and information. So task is important, the time is very important, the people and the information. So to that end, there are four essential tools that everyone must have at their fingertips. So what are these four essential time management tools you see here? Like, sorry, you need to do this, like the backbone of any productivity system. You have to go with organizations, like what are the some good time management skills. And now we see some important time management skills that are organization, in organization that is staying organized, systematized, which can help you to maintain a clear picture of what you need to complete and when to complete. Then prioritization, what you have to do first, what you do second, then third, like that. Then goal setting, for that you have to how to achieve the goal. Then communication, that is the root, I would say. It's a very, very important communication. Then planning, then delegation, then comes the stress management. So these are all important tools for time management skills. Now the 4 Ds of time management. uh, Time management skills are increasingly important in a world where people rush headlong from one crisis to another, and add in the effect of social media and addictive computer games, and can be accessed from anywhere at any time. And it's no wonder that some people struggle to fit everything into their days within their time limit. So if you're wondering how to solve this, why not you go for this 4 power of D's. Okay, the quick and simple method makes you sure that you can use your time more effectively by sorting tasks into 4 categories. As I said, delete, delegate, defer, and do. Now we see one by one. Delete. The first category requires learning how to filter through your task list. Delete irrelevant emails on your inbox. Junk or spam mail deserves to be sent straight to the recycling bin if they are cluttering up your inbox. For tasks that you still need to accomplish, double check if you still need to complete them. Take them off your to-do list if you don't. Okay. So you should also learn how to say no to certain tasks. Review your existing list before agreeing to take an extra work. Refuse politely in case you aren't equipped to add more tasks to your current workflow. So this was about the deletion. Then comes delegate. If there are tasks that could be taken charge of by someone else, then delegate it. Don't mistake delegation for running away from your responsibilities. So delegation is an important function of management. Now make sure whomever you delegate the task to have the skill, capacity, ability, and time to get it done by the deadline. So, as a business owner or any business person, you need to learn the art of delegating work to specific team members based on their efficiency level. So, now you can take the good example of the customer representative where you have the team leader, he'll delegate all the roles for the team members to work it effectively. Okay, so he should know the art of delegating work to specific team members. Now, be careful not to run something you delegate into a boomerang that's going to hit when you least expect it, isn't it? So, the worst pitfall of delegating is having to do double the work. When you realize certain tasks have not been done, well, you have to do the work that you have to take as a task. Defer it. So prioritize. Know that accomplishing certain tasks can be deferred to a later time. So look through your plan of action for the day and decide which tasks need immediate action, need immediate attention, no matter how much you have on your plate. It is important to deal with the most urgent and ones first. Okay. You might have the luxury of securing an extended deadline when you need more time to finish a task than you have immediately available. So determine in the most effective time to return to it, but make sure you don't defer it until it becomes more problematic to deal with. So finalizing the biggest task first, finalize the biggest task first that shines a brilliant light on the end of the tunnel. So use this to help you to stay focused and motivated throughout the rest of your life. Coming to do it, which is the last part, if the job is urgent, it's better to do it immediately. So the most successful and entrepreneurs know that starting early helps kickstart the day into being more productive. So they work on their task as soon as possible to be able to be do more afterwards. So they don't delay it. Now be diligent with your work even when you start feeling stuck. So it's easier to polish up work that's lacking than a force to a perfect report in one run. So as soon as the first task has been accomplished, move on to the next. So having more power over your itinerary is a great stepping stone towards managing your business more efficiently. Make sure you incorporate these 4 Ds, that is delete, delegate, defer, and do. These 4 Ds into your time management strategy as soon as you start feeling overwhelmed. So these 4 Ds which are very important: defer, delete, delegate, defer, and do. These are 4 important 4 Ds of time management. Now, actually, what is time management? So the definition of the time management given by many authors or many schools of thought. According to me, I have chosen this one. The time management, it is a process of organizing and planning how to divide your time between specific activities. So organizing and planning and divide your time between specific activities. So good time management enables you to work smarter, not harder, so that you get more done in less time. So the work done will be more in less time. Even when time is tight and pressures are high, failing to manage your time damages your effectiveness and causes stress. So this is a very beautiful definition. Uh, Now coming to the other thing, that it seems that there is never enough time in the day. So, but since we all get at the same, everyone will get the same 24 hours, isn't it? But why is that some people achieve so much more than with their time than others? Because everyone will say we don't have the time, we don't have the time. That's not like everyone will get 24 hours. But the thing is, some manages time and some doesn't know how to manage the time. That is a difference, I would say. So the answer lies in a good time management. It is better to say. Okay. The highest achievers manage their time exceptionally well. So by using the time management techniques in this section, you can improve your ability to function more effectively. So even when time is tight and pressures are high, good time management requires an important shift in focus from activities to results. So being busy isn't the same as being effective. Some people always say that busy, 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 but the thing is again, there if the work is done in a good way, then we would say that is a time management skills. Throughout the day they are busy, but the work is not productive. Then it again it goes that they don't know how to do the work in productive way, or we could say that they don't know the time management skills. So ironically, the opposite is often closer to the truth. So spending your day in a fringe of activity like often achieve less. So because you're dividing your attention between so many different tasks will be there. So if you take an example of your mother or a teacher, you can say good example, like she will divide all the time in all specific activities, isn't it? So good time management lets you work smarter. Remember, good time management lets your time smarter, not harder. So you get more work done in less time. This is time management skill. Yes, again, I said the different definitions given by different authors. We will see what is time management. The time management refers to the way you organize and plan how long you spend on specific activities. So it may seem counter-initiative to dedicate precious time to learning about time management instead of using it to get on with your work. So, but the benefits are enormous more. So greater productivity and efficiency, a better professional reputation, less stress, increased opportunities for advancement, greater opportunities to achieve important life and career goals. Okay, these are five important things which they are the benefits if you maintain the time. So the greater productivity and efficiency, efficient work will be done, and a better professional reputation is as you give more protection to the work where you're doing for the organization, you get the reputation that is not just a reputation, it is a professional reputation. You will get more promotions if you do work in a smarter way, and as you do a smarter work, there will be less stress, isn't it? And the increased opportunity for advancement. So there'll be rewards, there'll be promotions, many things will be there, and there will be greater opportunities to achieve important life and career goals. So we have seen that benefits. Now, failing to manage your time effectively, you can have very undesirable consequences like missed deadlines. Deadline will be given, but you miss the deadlines. Then inefficient workflow, poor work quality. You do the work, but in a not perfection. So it is a poor work quality. And even if you are doing poor quality, then poor professional reputation, then even that career will be stalled there. Then you have high stress level. So you can think spending a little time learning about time management techniques will have a huge benefits, and throughout your life and in your career also you'll be getting gain in your personal and professional life. So the one who manages the time can do many things in their life and in their profession. So time management is the process of planning, exercising conscious control of time spent on specific activities, especially to increase effectiveness, efficiency, and productivity. It involves a juggling act of various demands upon a person relating to work, social life, family, hobbies, personal interest, and commitments with the fitness of time. So using time effectively gives the person choice on spending, managing activities at their own time and expediency. So time management may be aided by a range of skills, tools, and techniques used to manage time when accomplishing specific tasks, projects, and goals, complying with a due date. So initially, time management referred to just business to work activities, but eventually the term broadened to include personal activities as well. So time management system is a design combination of process, tools, techniques, and methods So time management is usually a necessity in any project development as it determines the project completion time and scope. So it is also important to understand that both technical and structural differences in time management exist due to variations in cultural concept of time. The major themes arising from the literature on time management include the following: creating an environment conducive to effectiveness. So, creating an environment conducive to effectiveness, that is in terms of cost, benefit, quality of results, and the time to complete the task and the project. A setting of priorities, what you do first, second, third, like that, giving the priorities. Then the related process of reduction of time spent on non priorities, implementation of goals. So time management is related to different concepts such as project management, attention management, time locking. Now, what is project management? The management, time management can be considered to be a project management subset and is more commonly known as project planning and project scheduling. So time management has also been identified as one of the core functions identified in project management. Attention management, it relates to the management of cognitive resources, and in particular, the time that humans allocate their mind to conduct some activities, like to organize the minds of their employers. So when you go to these big companies like Amazon or Infosys or Wipro, whatever, so all MNCs companies, you can see they first teach you the time management skills. So even they give the time to reduce the stress level. They have many activities. So they allocate the time which they have to do it. Okay, time blocking is a time management strategy that especially advocates for allocating chunks of time to dedicate tasks in order to promote deeper focus and productivity. So throughout the time, if you work, then as you say, there is a proverb: all the time work and there is no play makes a John lazy. Like, so we have to balance the life. How do you balance? By maintaining the time management skills. So it reduces the stress levels. Now, organizational time management is the science of identifying, valuing, and reducing time cost wastage within the organization. It identifies, reports, and financially values substantial time, wasted time, effective time within an organization, and develops the business case to convert wasted time into productive time. So through the fundings of products, services, projects, or initiative as at a positive return on investment. So when you see the people, if they take the tea or coffee also in MNCs, they discuss about the project. So just they don't just drink a cup of tea, but while doing that process also they discuss some um, projects, they discuss some valuable productive schemes. So they don't waste the time there. Now, cultural views of time management. The differences in the way of a culture views time can affect the way their time is managed. For example, a linear time view is a way of conceiving time as falling from one moment to the next in a linear fashion. So, the linear perception of time is predominant in America, along with the most northern European countries such as Germany, Switzerland, and England. So, people in these cultures tend to place a larger value on predictive time management and tend to avoid decisions or actions that would result in wasted time, unlike like Indians. So even I won't say like in Indians, all the Indians are not like that. Some they don't waste the time. So this linear view of time correlates to this culture being more monochronic or preferring to do only one thing at a time. So the people, they don't do one thing at a time. They do many things at a time. So generally speaking, this cultural view leads to a better focus on accomplishing a singular task and hence more productive time management. So even if they do many things, they do it perfectly. That is more important. So some believe in perfection. That is more important. So another cultural view is multi-active time view. In multi-active cultures, most people feel that the more activities or tasks being done at once, the better. This creates a sense of happiness. Yes. So multi-active cultures are polychronic. So monochronic is doing one time, singular task, and more productive time management. Multi-active cultures are polychronic. That is, they prefer to do multitask at once. So this multi-active time view is prominent in most southern European countries such as Spain, Portugal, and Italy. In these cultures, the people often tend to spend time on things they deem to be more important, such as placing a high importance or finishing social conversations. In business environments, they often pay little attention to how long meetings last. Rather, they focus on having high quality meetings. So, in general, the cultural focus tends to be on synergy and creativity or efficiency. Now, coming to a final cultural view is uh, cyclical time view. In cyclical cultures, time is considered neither linear nor even event related. So, because days, months, years, seasons, and even happens in regular, repetitive occurrence, so time is viewed as cyclical. So, in this view, time is not seen as a wasted because it will always come back later. Hence, there is an unlimited amount of it. So, this cyclical time view is prevalent throughout most countries in Asia, including Japan, China, and Tibet. So, it is more important in cultures with the cyclical concept of time to complete tasks correctly. So, therefore, most people will spend more time thinking about decisions and the impact they will have before acting on their plans. So, they think about the decisions what they have to take and what are the results they predict it and the impact they will have before acting on the plans. So most people in cyclical cultures tend to understand that other cultures have different perspective of time and are cognizant of this when acting on a global stage. Now, creating an effective environment. So, sometimes time management literature stresses tasks related to the creation of environment, conducting to real effectiveness. So, these strategies include principles such as get organized, protecting one's time, achievement through goal management and through goal focus, recovering from bad time habits. Now, get organized. So, the triage of paperwork and of task, protecting one's time by insulation, isolation, and delegation. Insulation, isolation, and delegation is the protecting one's time. Achieving through goal management and through goal focus. That is motivational emphasis. Then recovering from bad time habits, that recovery from underlying psychological problems. That is procrastination. So also the timing of tackling tasks is important as tasks requiring high levels of concentration and mental energy are often done at the beginning of the day when a person is more refreshed. So as you see, in the mornings, all the in the even you have seen in the school days also. So most of the morning times will be dedicated to science language, science, isn't it? And the remaining part where the students feel less energetic or lethargic, at that time the languages will be there because the stories, all that things will give motivation for them. So when the mental energy are will be very refreshed in the mornings, at the beginning of the day, because when a person is more refreshed, and literature also focus on overcoming chronic psychological issues such as procrastination. Okay, excessive and chronic inability to manage time effectively may result from attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, that is ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or attention deficit disorder, that is AD. So diagnostic criteria include a sense of achievement, underachievement, difficulty getting organized, trouble getting started, trouble managing many simultaneous projects, trouble with follow through, isn't it? So people, they often say that they don't get the time, they don't get the job, all that things because of these things. They are a sense of underachievement. So they throughout the time they think they didn't achieve anything and they can't achieve. That is underachievement. Difficulty getting organized. They don't know what to do first. Okay. So even the personal life, they don't know what to do. So they're getting difficult with the organized. Then trouble getting started. If they start, a good start will have a good end, as they say. So trouble getting started, trouble managing many simultaneously project. If they given any work they do, they can't do even one work also. So trouble managing many simultaneous projects and trouble with follow through. Okay. Now, Daniel Amen focused on the prefrontal cortex, which is most recently evolved part of the brain, prefrontal cortex. So it manages the functions of attention, span, impulse management, organization, learning from experience, and self-monitoring, among others. So some authors quantify argue that changing the way the prefrontal cortex works is possible and offer a solution. Now, setting priorities and goals. So time management strategies are often associated with the recommendation to set personal goals. So here the literature stretches themes such as work in priority order, that is set goals and prioritize, set gravitational goals that attracts actions automatically. So these goals, that is mm, work in priority order and the work that attracts action automatically, these goals are recorded and may be broken down into a project, an action plan, or a simple task. So for individual task or for goals, an importance rating may be established, deadlines may be set, and prioritize assigned. So this process results in a plan with a task list, schedule, or calendar of activities. So authors may recommend a daily, weekly, monthly, or other planning periods associated with different scope of planning or review. And this is done in various ways, like ABCD, that is ABCD analysis, we say. So technique that has been used in business management for a long time is the categorization of large data into groups. And these groups are often marked as A, B, and C. And hence the name you have seen. So activities are ranked by this general criteria. A, that is A, B, C, D. As I said, A is tasks that are perceived as being urgent and important. Urgent and important. B, tasks that are important but not urgent. It is important but not so urgent. Task C, that are unimportant but urgent. It is not unimportant and but urgent. Task D, that are unimportant and not urgent. So each group is then rank ordered by priority to further refine the prioritization. So individuals choose to them force rank all be either A or C. So A-B analysis can incorporate more than 3 groups. So you can follow this one. Parent Pareto analysis. The Pareto principle is the idea that 80% of tasks can be completed in 20% of the given time, and the remaining 20% of tasks will be taken up by 80% of the time. So this principle is used to sort tasks into 2 parts. So according to this form of Pareto analysis, it is recommended that tasks that fall into the first category be assigned a higher priority. That is 80% of tasks, 20% of given time. So the 80-20 rule can also be applied to increase productivity. It is assumed that 80% of the productivity can be achieved by doing 20% of the task. So similarly, 80% of the result can be attributed to 20% of activity. So if productivity is the aim of time management, then this task should be prioritized higher. Now, according to the Eisenhower method, a basic Eisenhower box to help evaluate urgency and importance, items can be placed at more precise points within each quadrant, that is called time quadrant. So according to them, they have 2 kinds of problems, the urgent and the important. The urgent are not important, important are never urgent. So note that Eisenhower does not claim this insight for his own, but attributes to an unnamed former college president. So using this Eisenhower decision principle, tasks are evaluated using the criteria important, unimportant, and urgent and not urgent, and then placed in according quadrants in an Eisenhower matrix. That's what we call it as time quadrant matrix. That is Eisenhower decision matrix. So you can see here, um, task is given, important, urgent, quadrant, done immediately, personal. Example, crisis, deadlines, problems, like crying of baby. Um, that is very important. And kitchen fire, or some fire is there, has happened, or some you have to attend the call. It is very important and very urgent. You have to attend the call. So this comes under urgent and important. Now coming to the important, not urgent quadrant, get an end date and done personal. Example, relationship planning, creation. So important and not urgent, exercise. It is important but not urgent. Then going for an excursion, it is important but not urgent. Okay. Then going to the attending families relatives house, it is important but not urgent. Okay, next comes third quadrant, that is unimportant but urgent. These quadrant are delegated like interruptions, meeting, etc. uh, the distraction, other cause, not important but urgent. It is not important but urgent. Okay, they are interrupting the meeting. Meeting call is there. It's urgent. You have to attend the meeting, but it's not important but urgent. Coming to the fourth one, not important and not urgent, like time wasters, pleasant activities, playing PUBG. This is not important and not urgent. So this and playing mini games, simply like wasting the time in looking videos or fun activities, taking pleasure of this. So this is comes under this quadrant, that is not important and not urgent. So people who fall under this category, they never progress in their life. So the students, the teachers advise the students not to fall under this category. So example you can take, you have to attend the lab or you have to attend the class. What do the students do? They just simply switch off the phone, saying giving any excuses, and they bunk. So that comes under, which is very important and very urgent, but they post into unimportant and not urgent. So be careful for this one. Okay, so as this Eisenhower box is helpful to evaluate urgency and importance, items can be placed at more precise points within each quadrant. So this method is inspired by the above quote from US President Dwight G. Eisenhower. Note, however, that Eisenhower seems to have said that things are never both important and urgent, or neither. So he has two kinds of problems, the urgent and the important. Now, POSIX method, that is, what is POSIX? It is an acronym of prioritize, organizing, streamlining, economizing, and contributing. This method dictates a template which emphasizes an average individual's immediate sense of emotional and monetary security. It suggests that by attaining it, one's personal responsibilities first, and the individual is better positioned to shoulder collective responsibilities. So, inherent in the acronym is a hierarchy of self-realization, which mirrors Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So, what is this POSCC? P is prioritize your time and define your life by goals. Your time and define your life by goals. What is the time and how can you define your life? By what goals you have to first do, second, third, like that. Then second comes organize. O stands for organize. Things you have to accomplish regularly to be successful, like family to finance. Okay, from personal to professional. Then streamline. This is things you may not like to do, but must do because cannot skip. Okay. Then coming to the fourth one, economize. That is things you should do or may even like to do, but they're not pressingly urgent. Okay, that is pastimes, socializing, all that things, spending time in social media, chatting, all this comes under economic. Okay, next one comes to contribute by paying attention to the few remaining things that makes a difference. Okay, the elimination of non-priorities. So time management also covers how to eliminate tasks that do not provide value to the individual or organization. So according to the Wall Street Journal contributor, Jeffrey Steinberg, task lists aren't the key to productivity. That is that they have to crack up to be. So he reports that estimated 30% of listers spend more time managing their list than they do completing what's on them. So the software executive Elizabeth Hendrickson asserts that rigid adherence to task lists can create a tyranny of the to-do list that forces one to waste time on unimportant activities. So as I said, many students, they waste time on the phone, like chatting or fun activities or playing games like that. So any form of stress is considered to be deliberate deliberative for learning and life. So even if adaptability could be acquired, its effects are damaging. So, but stress is unavoidable part of daily life, and Reinhold a neighbor suggests to face it as if having the serenity to accept the things ones cannot change and having the courage to change the things one can. So part of setting priorities and goals is the emotion, worry, and its function is to ignore the present, to fix it on a future that never arrives. So which leads to the fruitless expense of one's time and energy. So it is an unnecessary cost or a false aspect that can interfere with plans due to human factors. So the Eisenhower method is a strategy used to complete worry and dull imperative tasks. Worry as stress is a reaction to a set of environmental factors. Understanding this is not a part of the person gives the person possibilities to manage them. So athletes under a coach call this management as putting the game face. Okay, so change is hard and daily life patterns are the most deeply ingrained habits of all. So to eliminate non-priorities in study time, it is suggested to divide the task, capture the moments, review task handling method, postpone unimportant tasks, that is understood by its current relevance and sense of urgency reflects wants to the person rather than importance. Manage life balance, that is rest, sleep, leisure, and cheat leisure and non-productive time, hearing audio, taping of lectures, going through presentations of lecture when in a queue, all these things. So certain unnecessary factors that affect time management are habits like lack of task definition, lack of clarity, overprotectiveness of the work, the guilt of not meeting objectives, and subsequent avoidance of present task, defining tasks with higher expectations than their worth, overqualifying, isn't it? Focusing on matters that have an apparent positive outlook without assessing their importance to personal needs, tasks that require support and time, sectional interest and conflicts, etc. So a habituated systematic process becomes a device that the person can use with ownership for effective time management. So implementation of goals. So to do redirects here for the auxiliary use of the verb, see to do. So as task list, also to-do list. As I said, a list of tasks to be completed such as course or steps towards completing a project. It is an inventory tool which serves as an alternative or supplement to memory. Tasks are used in self-management, business management, project management, and soft development. It may involve more than one list. So when one of the items on a task list is accomplished, the task is checked or crossed off. So the traditional method is to write these on a piece of paper with a pen or pencil, usually on a notepad or clipboard. Task list can be have the form of paper or software checklist. So Winter Julie Morgensen suggests do's and don'ts of the management that include. So map out everything that is important by making a task list. Create an create an oasis of time for one to manage. Say no. Set priorities. Don't drop everything. Don't think a critical task will get done in one's spare time. So task list organization, task lists are often diarized and tired. The simplest tied system includes a general to-do list to record all the tasks the person needs to accomplish in a daily to-do list which is created each day by transferring tasks from the general to-do list. An alternative is to create a not to-do list to avoid unnecessary tasks. So task lists are often prioritized, a daily list of things to do, numbered in the order of their importance and done in that order one at a time until daily time allows. It's attributed to consultant E.V. Lee in 1879-34 as the most profitable advice received by Charles M. Schwab, president of the Bethlehem Steel Corporation. Next is an early advocate of EB's prioritization was Alan Lakin in 1973. In this system, items were the most important, that is A1, the most important within that group, B, next most important, and C, least important. Third is a particular method of applying the ABC method assigns A to tasks to be done within a day, B in a week, and C in a month, and D you can take in a year. To prioritize a daily task list, one either records the task in the order of highest priority or assigns them a number of after they are listed. So one for highest priority, 2 for second highest priority, 3, etc., which indicates in which order to execute the task. So the latter method is generally faster, allowing the task to be recovered more quickly. Now, another way of prioritizing compulsory tasks, that is group A, is to put the most unpleasant one first. When it is done, the rest of the list feels easier. So group B and C can benefit from the same idea, but instead of doing the first task, which is the most unpleasant right way, it gives motivation to do other tasks from the list to avoid the first one. So a completely different approach which argues against prioritizing altogether was put forth by British author Mark Foster in his book Do It Tomorrow and Other Secrets of Time Management. So in this book, it is based on the idea of operating closed to-do list instead of the traditional open to-do list. So he argues that the traditional never-ending to-do list virtually guarantees that some of your work will be left undone. So this approach advocates getting all your work done every day, and if you're unable to achieve it, helps you to diagnose where you're going wrong and what's need to change. So various writers have stressed potential difficulties with the to-do list, such as following, like management of the list can take over from implementing it. This could caused by procrastination, by prolonging the planning activity. This is a key to analysis, like analysis paralysis. So as with any activity, there is a point of diminishing returns. Second is to remain flexible. A task system must allow for disaster. A company must be ready for a disaster, even if it is a smaller disaster. If no one made time for this situation, it can metastatize, potentially causing damage to the company. Then third is to avoid getting stuck in a wasteful pattern. The task system should also include regular, monthly, semi-annual, and annual. So planning and system evaluation sessions. So to weed out inefficiencies and ensure the user is headed in the direction he or she truly desires. The fourth one is sometimes is not regularly spent on achieving long range goals. The individual may get stuck in a perpetual holding pattern on short-term plans, like staying at a particular job much longer than originally planned. Thank you very much.